Happy Pride Month! Let's talk about my pronouns. So I use z, them, zir pronouns. These are a singular pronoun, so you conjugate it the same way you would with he or she. So, Z has green and purple hair. I like zir makeup. And I think that cool vest belongs to them. So that's how you use my pronouns. Let me know if you guys use neopronouns, because I think they're very cool, and I like hearing all the variations of them.
I don't understand the words you just said.
Now, it's obviously not Pride Month. That first clip we just saw is an older one that I actually played in a video a while ago. I wanted to show it one more time for those of you that haven't seen it yet, just to give everyone another look inside the minds of these pronoun people. It's like Halloween year-round for a lot of them. Anyway, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for joining me. So I have a very quick and very crazy liberal meltdown weekend Clown World update for you guys today. And as usual, we have, well, very little time to waste. So let's get into it. Now, if you place your attention on the screen for a moment. So this blue-haired fellow with the beard is Amanda, who likes to go by Mandy. Now, I don't understand why they keep the beard if they're going for the whole feminine look. That's not commitment. Anyway, Mandy is a biological man that identifies as a trans woman and calls himself a transbian or trans lesbian. Now, Mandy does use she, her pronouns as well as, you guessed it, ladies' restrooms. Wait, what?
You're fucking weird.
All right, let's keep it moving with this clip of Angela Rye. Now, I'm not quite for sure exactly who Angela Rye is. Apparently, she is a recurring co-host on the radio show The Breakfast Club with Charlamagne the Dork. Now, in this clip, she says she hates half the country. She literally despises Trump voters. Now, this clip's about 2 minutes long, but I'm only going to play the first minute of it because that's about as long as I could stand to listen to her for. Roll it.
I'm very emotional. I think that I feel the obligation. I feel frustrated, honestly, with myself because I spent so much time over the last couple weeks just focusing on the half that I hate right now, like the half of the country that I despise. And I'm frustrated about that because you don't get understanding through frustration and hate. And I think that what I feel guilty about is knowing that there's an obligation to a whole other half, you know, of the country, and feeling like there has to be a conversation, you know, a come to Jesus, as they say, with so many people because we are really not on the same page. And I am at a loss at this point for how to get there.
How dare you?
So Angela Rye went on to say later in that clip that it would be hard for her to trust anyone in her life going forward because she doesn't know who voted for Trump and who didn't. What a terrible way to live. Anyway, next up, so this young fella says he's ready to embrace being a liberal, elite, educated snowflake. His words, not mine. Roll it.
You know how families all across this country this weekend are like, we're not going to talk about politics this weekend? That I am ready to embrace just being a liberal, elite, educated snowflake because I am ready to talk about politics. I'm in Cleveland, Tennessee right now, which is the middle of nowhere, Tennessee, because my sister, who is a blue dot, moved here. And my family is here. They're all Trump supporters. Some of my sister's neighbors came out to eat with us last night at dinner. They are also all Trump supporters. We went to this Southern barbecue restaurant where people were wearing Trump shirts. It was like just prime for me and my husband to be hate crimed. That didn't happen. Everybody was very nice. But at a certain point in time, like, my sister and dad started talking about something, and it was, like, lightly touching politics, and my brother was like, oh, guys, like, no politics. And I was like, I would love to talk about politics. I would love to talk about how tariffs are going to cause us to go into another inflation period. And then because of inflation, interest rates are going to go up again. I'd love to talk about how the deportation of undocumented immigrants is going to make the agriculture and construction industries basically suffer. My favorite thing to do when like anything around politics comes up, or when I'm talking to anybody who is very, very conservative but clearly uneducated, is when they say things like, well, I just can't wait for the cost of eggs or the cost of gas to get lower. And I'm like, how? How is he actually going to do this?
What the hell did you just say?
It was like just prime for me and my husband to be hate crimed.
I didn't know you were gay.
Yeah. Is that a surprise to you, or?
Yeah, I'm a little surprised, yeah.
Now, just the simple fact that that young fella even said that because people were wearing Trump shirts, that him and his husband were primed to be hate crimed, shows you how out of touch with reality these people are. Anyway, next up, so this young lady says it's time for shitlibs to be gayer and more belligerent. I don't think that's possible. Roll it.
Just a reminder, my batlings, the time has come to be gayer and more belligerent. Be louder. Take up more space. They want us gone? That's not going to happen.
Or, here's another idea that's going to be very controversial. You could shut the up.
Next up, we have this lady who is upset that Democrats are being mocked by, well, people like me over their very real grief because Trump won the election. Now listen, if her dog died or one of her family members got sick, I would 1000% understand her grief. But this is complete nonsense. Roll it.
I've seen some videos on here of Trump supporters openly mocking our very real grief. That lack of empathy, that of course was also shown at the polls, is the exact reason why I don't want any of you in my life.
What a bitch.
Now, if any of these people are really, truly feeling some sort of grief because Trump won the election, they have been severely, severely misinformed. Like this young lady. Roll it.
But in the next election, can we just publicize who people voted for? Because I'm sorry, but if you're going to vote for a felon, racist, misogynistic, idiot, Cheeto of a man, and own that, like, you should have to own that decision, and that should be public knowledge, and your future employers should know, and your future, anyone you encounter should be able to look that up, because who the F are these 73 million people that did this? I would love to know.
Shut the up, okay? Shut the up!
Hey guys, real quick, before we go any further, I want to give a huge shout out to the sponsors of today's video, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to let this loop on the screen. This must be a slideshow from that White Dudes for Harris campaign. Anyway, today's video is being brought to us by our first sponsor is none other than Pastor Bob Rogers. Pastor Bob, thank you so much, sir, for sponsoring today's video. I really appreciate the support. And our second sponsor for today's video is Funky Tees. Their motto is, when we do business, we lose our shirt. And I want to give a big shout out to today's honorable mentions, Timothy Plum and Diane Z, for each leaving a super thanks on the last video. So, Timothy and Diane, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. So, once again, today's video sponsors are Pastor Bob Rogers and Funky Tees, with the honorable mentions going to Timothy Plum and Diane Z. Now, if you'd like to sponsor the next video and help support the channel, there is a PayPal link in the description box below, and I will say your full name as a sponsor of said video unless stated otherwise by you. All right, I think we've all seen enough of whatever this is for one day. Get this off the screen, please. Oof.
Maybe that would fall under the category of creepy.
All I have to say about this next clip is I am glad that nobody behaved this way around the table at the Thanksgiving dinner that I was at. Roll it.
Yeah, that pumpkin pie is great. The color of it kind of reminds me of somebody that you voted for. I don't know, it's just kind of difficult to enjoy the holidays when your country is slipping into fascism. Have a holly jolly, go f*** yourself, Aunt. You know, next year that turkey's probably going to be $65 because of the mass deportations. Instead of buying you a Christmas present, I donated to the ACLU.
You one crazy ass bitch!
Now, unfortunately, with this next clip, I have to leave it on mute because there is a copyrighted song playing in the background, but we really just need the visuals for this one anyway. So here we have this angry black woman wearing a jersey that says, "Not my flag, not my anthem, not my president. Why don't you just move to another country then?
What the hell is wrong with you people?
Hey, where are the white women at?
All right, guys, we're going to be wrapping it up with this clip of Carmelo Harris giving a little pep talk to the Democrat Party a few days before Thanksgiving. And I know. This is a few days old, and most of you have probably seen it already, but I even had a chance to play my favorite clip from this 10-minute long speech. And she definitely had too many glasses of wine before giving this speech, possibly a few benzos. Anyway, things are clearly getting very crazy out there, guys, so please take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Till next time, love you guys. Peace. Roll it.
I just have to remind you, don't you ever let anybody take your power from you. You have the same power that you did before November 5th. And you have the same purpose that you did. And you have the same ability to engage and inspire. So don't ever let anybody or any circumstance take your power from you.
You've been doing a bit of boozing, have you? Sucking back on Grandpa's old cough medicine?
And you ain't black.